Okay guys, so this is gonna be more of a vlog style video. Just gonna sit back, relax, and share with you guys my experience. I have a list of everything I wanna talk about on here. Just gonna be raw footage, no edits, just simply me talking to the camera for you guys. Why did I move to Cape Coral? So first of all, what was my experience like in Fort Lauderdale? So I moved to Fort Lauderdale from Ohio in November. On November 14th was my first day. Now, it took me a couple months to kind of get started, start getting some business. I was pushing a ton of flyers. I was doing a ton of marketing on Facebook, house to house, which is amazing. And just, YouTube videos and any way I can get online on social media. And I loved Fort Lauderdale. That is why I originally moved from Ohio. I visited Florida. I went to Sarasota. I went to Tampa. I went to Naples. I went to Fort Myers. I went to Fort Lauderdale, Jupiter, Miami. Did not go to the Keys, but my pick was, yes, I want to be in Fort Lauderdale. This is the boating capital of the world. This is going to give me the most opportunity, and that is what set me in Fort Lauderdale. Now, my experience there was amazing. I liked it. I loved it. I liked everything about it. It is a little pricey to live in Fort Lauderdale nowadays, but it is only going to go up from here. But I moved to Cape Coral in February, the end of February. So I was basically in Fort Lauderdale for about 4 months. And like I said, I started off slow, but I did get some work and I did start to pick up my business after the new year. So I went home for Christmas back to Ohio, came back, started to get some work and kind of had some jobs lined up in the future. And I knew I was gonna start to take off. And then basically what happened was I moved to Cape Coral, which I will be explaining shortly. So I did love Fort Lauderdale. I loved everything about it, just the boating market. It was a little bit challenging of a boating market, and I'll go into that a little bit later. But the area, the boating scene, absolutely stunning, absolutely incredible. Boats everywhere, unlimited, abundant opportunities. And basically, I was hopping or jumping around in different Airbnbs because honestly, I didn't really go and try. I wasn't even really looking for an apartment. I was just bouncing around every month in a different Airbnb, kind of making things work, having a lot of fun, mixing it up, staying in different places, staying in Hallandale Beach, which was amazing, staying in Hollywood, staying in Fort Lauderdale, just staying in a lot of different places, just checking out the area. And really for the first couple months, I basically just kind of, I was out there doing a lot of work, doing a lot of marketing, pushing my business, but I was also enjoying myself at the beach almost every day. I was 5-10 minute drive from the beach, just go out there, chill for an hour, come back, do some more work. So I loved it, and it was basically like I was on vacation for a couple months. So really just a cool transition from Ohio to Florida, and really just a lot of fun, and it was just, I love challenges, I love pushing myself, I love trying new things. I'm basically a nomad, I like to travel, do new things. So for me, it was amazing, and I don't have a family, I'm not tied down anywhere, so it was really just a cool experience. And what brought me over here to Cape Coral was basically I met another detailer, I met another company. Now, I'm not gonna discuss names or companies, just gonna kind of describe the situation. We're still in good terms and we're still working together in this day, but we both don't know what the future looks like. So, and even if he's watching the video right now, we're on good terms, and we have good friendship, and it's just no jealousy, no envy, no anger, nothing like that, just pure friendly, loving friendship. So basically came over to Cape Coral, started helping this other company, and did a few jobs together. I'm like, yeah, this is cool, and I was really being turned basically on whether I wanted to stay here or go back, and it just all kind of happened really fast. He offered me to look at an apartment, so we checked out an apartment. I filed for the apartment, got approved, and basically ever since then I've just been living in Cape Coral, and I was kind of swayed to stay here. And a little bit, I guess it was a really hard pull for me, because I think my heart was telling me to stay on the other side, but I'm also grateful for the opportunity to be over here, because you just see so many things. Like the East Coast is so much different than the West Coast in just many different ways. And at first I didn't like the transition, but now that I'm here, I do appreciate it a lot more. And I'm the kind of person that, you know, I'm gonna regret not doing something versus actually doing and trying something new, because I know if I really want, I can always go back to Fort Lauderdale, you know, next February when my lease is up, or I can terminate that lease early and go back over there if that's really what I want to do. So for me, I am glad to be over here. A ton of opportunities, just different opportunities over on this side on the West Coast. So that's kind of my transition. That's kind of like, hey, do I regret my move? No, not necessarily. The boat market over here, let's go ahead and talk about that. So this is what brought me over here, was this partnership that I was getting into with this other company, because I've always wanted to be in a partnership, and I always wanted to meet the right person for it. And, you know, I think I did meet the right person. But, you know, in your life, you're going to have opportunities that come. If you work hard, you do good work, you know, you stand by your word, you're an honest person, trustworthy person, you're going to have opportunities that come into your life, and they're going to continue to come, and you just have to either accept them or pass them on based on, you know, does it fit your plans? Do your two plans kind of line up together? For example, like, you know, for me, I like to break this down. There's different stages in people's lives. You know, you have 0 to 20, you have 20 to 40, 40 to 60. Each of these stages of 20 years is, you know, people are in different stages of their life. They have different goals, different opinions, different, you know, for me, I'm in my 20s, I'm trying to push and grow. Whereas, you know, in the partnership, it's a little more laid back, kind of, you know, just, you know, basically making Cape Coral this whole detailing, you know, just basically pushing out Cape Coral. Whereas me, I might want to expand further. I might want to grow a little more rapidly and do some different things there, and, you know, start my own brand and just do a lot of different things that I have in terms of my vision and my goals in my life. So that's the only thing with that. And let's discuss the boat market a little bit. So the boat market over here is stunning. It's amazing. There's a ton of tons of new people moving here. Lots of new boat owners, a lot of already existing boat owners, a lot of money, abundant customers, abundant clients, looking for good services. You know, I'm not just saying like, yeah, there's a lot of money here, like go charge people a ridiculous amount and go do bad work. No, I'm not saying that. But there's a lot of money here, and if you do good work, you're gonna grow fast. The word gets around fast over here. And Cape Coral is a really close-knit community, and it's great. And, you know, the Stark Yacht Care, which is, you know, some of the products that we typically will use, they have a good community here. So it's a pretty good educated market. People are expecting good services. They expect, you know, they do expect higher prices, and they're willing to pay higher prices for great service. So that's what I love about Cape Coral. And also, it's the same probably in Naples and Sarasota and Clearwater, Tampa, if I had to guess, over here on this side of the coast. So that's been amazing. And so we talked about a little bit about the boat market. I got this list over here that I'm running through, so don't mind me. I'm just gonna make sure I cover everything in this video. So partnership, I mentioned the partnership, and, you know, right now we are still together, but it might not always look like that in the future. So yeah, will I break off or will I stay in this partnership? So I don't really know. We don't really know yet. We have an employee right now that we're working with, and he's pretty good and doing a lot of great things and helping us out. So that is an incredible opportunity there. So regardless, you know, that employee is my partner's employee, not mine. So he'll stay with him if I were to go off on my own, and that's cool. You know, I'm all about helping. I'm all about helping someone else grow their business, because it's not all about me. You know, sometimes you come into other people's lives, not necessarily for you, but for other people. So if I can help somebody else along this journey, I think that's amazing. So that's that. And then, you know, what does my future look like? Well, I'm gonna be, you know, pushing more marketing again. I kind of took a step back in terms of the partnership. Our roles were a little different than my roles have been in the past. How am I marketing currently? Well, guys, this is basically my third try I started a business in Ohio. I started a business in Fort Lauderdale. Restarting again over here. By the time I finish this one, I might as well go everywhere else in the country and start. So you're gonna do the same thing that's always been working in the past, which is you gotta have a good website. Have an SEO manager running that right now. So really focusing on our location now. Since I've been changing so many locations, it makes it difficult to run the SEO properly because you have to give it time to work and kind of get out in your community, and you gotta have the reviews. So you have to get the reviews on your website. That is really key for Google. So, and of course a lot of other things as well. But this is my third try, so we're gonna be doing flyers because in communities like this, you have canals running all over the place. So if I target canal locations, I can send out flyers in the mail. Super simple, easy, effective way to get clients off the bat, house to house. Incredible. You can never take away an experience from going house to house and working with clients directly one-on-one. That is the king of marketing for local business. So that is definitely another thing that we'll be doing. And so my goals, what do my goals look like? Well, short term, I guess I would like to maybe put on a class. I have a lot of things running through my head. I'd like to pick up podcasts again, do more YouTube videos, help more people, kind of get some more knowledge out there and kind of spread a little bit of my awareness in my business. I'm debating whether I want to travel a little more in terms of doing boat work, not just staying in one single location, but maybe traveling, at least, or maybe the state of Florida, doing work around Florida. Because like I mentioned, I do like to travel. Maybe I'll put on a class here soon, or maybe I'll do a training course. I've also thought of, basically filming an entire job from start to finish and going through exactly, basically have footage of the whole job, of like when I started the job to when I finish, and sharing every single detail that I do on the boat. So that could be a training course that I make. I've also thought about writing a book. Now this would take some time. This would take at least a year or two before that would even be available, but working on some of these things, to help more people in this industry, because it is a specialized skill, just like anything. And basically it would just, help a lot more people. So that's what we're all about. So guys, this is part one of my move to Cape Coral. Now I want to talk about a little bit about, my personal experience. So this is why I moved to Cape Coral. I transitioned from Fort Lauderdale to Cape Coral. I've been in Cape Coral since end of February. So right now it's mid-March, or mid-May, not mid-March. So I've been here for a few months basically. So I'm gonna keep going, and I want to explain my personal experience of just simply moving from a state to another state, moving from Ohio to Florida. What is my experience like? If I can help anybody out there, perhaps somebody wants to start a new life, start from scratch, because I get it, guys. The world's crazy right now. You've been living somewhere for your whole life. Like, don't you want some change? I know some people out there, they want that. They want to break off and do their goals and reach their goal, reach their dreams, and they might not be able to do that staying where they're at, because part of good business is location. You can be the best detailer in the world, but if you live in Montana, you're probably not going to have the same opportunities that you would have living in Fort Lauderdale, living in Cape Coral, living in Key West. So just some things to keep in mind in terms of what business do you have and are you maximizing your potential. So basically, I started over from scratch. And my thing for you guys, if you are one of those people who, I'm not saying you have to live in Ohio. You could be in Arizona, you could be in Texas, and maybe you want to move somewhere colder. So maybe you want to move to Ohio, or maybe you want to move to Montana, or anywhere, Michigan, I don't know. But basically, for me, it's like I would regret the things that I didn't try. So that's my advice to you guys. Don't regret the things that you wanted to do that you didn't try to do, because you will regret that at the end of your life when you're on your deathbed and you're wondering, did I do everything that I wanted to in this world? And it's not worth it. So go do the things that you want. Now be smart about it. If you have to save up some money, for example, like I had to save up some money, like I didn't do this uneducatedly. I didn't that was probably not even a word, but I wasn't uneducated when I made this decision to move from Ohio to Florida. I saved up a lot of money, and I basically was like, hey, like I'm giving myself six to 8 months like to make it, and so I was smart about it. And for me, that's plenty of time for me to, start up a business and get rolling. So just be smart about it. Do you have a family? What's kind of tying you down? Do you have children and stuff like that? Like that all takes into factor. Like selling your house, like that's a whole different thing. I moved out of my parents' house to come here, so it was just really a simple process, to be honest. And I didn't have a whole lot of expenses and a whole lot of other things. No, nothing attached. I'm moving here solo, so nothing attached. So I get it. If you have a family and kids, a little bit of my recommendation is, well, where should you live? If you have a family and kids, I would recommend that you live on the West Coast. I think the West Coast is a little safer. Now obviously you have your safe places on the other side, but I just think the school districts over here are probably a little better, and I think just the environment, it's a little safer over here, and more family based on the west side, would be my opinion. And then the East Coast is just a little different. It's more of I guess like a high end, a lot of money, a lot of business people, which there's nothing wrong with that. And that's actually going to dive into our next topic that I want to talk about, is the positives of the East Coast versus the West Coast. So the positives of the East Coast, well, business is booming over there. There's money everywhere. There's business people everywhere. There's opportunities everywhere. There's a lot of money if you're into real estate. Big money over there, and over here on the West Coast as well. But the East Coast has amazing boating scene. If you are a big food person and restaurant person, beach person, amazing. I love the beaches over there. Nice blue water, versus over here it's a little more clear. Not as blue, but the blue is really pretty. And also the restaurants and the food, just tons of things to do over there. Hiking and the boat scene, well, I would say, yeah, if you like to go to the Bahamas, if you have a boat, if you want to go to Bimini or something like that, or you want to go down to the Keys and you want to do a lot of boating, there's a lot of good boating over there, a lot of inlets, a lot of cool things, cool opportunities to take advantage of. And then the positives of the West Coast would be, I would say it's a little safer over here, more family based, still a lot of money over here, and a lot of business people, and a lot of people who are, I guess, are retired, more retirees, people who will spend their money on things they value. And yeah, so that's my opinion of the positives over here. The boating scene is amazing. In Cape Coral, there's so much. If you love boating, there's a ton of boating to do. There's a lot of boating. There's a lot of things to see, a lot of islands, a lot of sandbars, a lot of cool marine life that I didn't get a chance to see on the other coast. So a lot of cool marine life over here that you're going to get to see, dolphins and everything. And I'm sure they're on the other side too, but I just didn't see that as much. So the negatives. So let's talk about the negatives of the West Coast and East Coast. So the negatives of the East Coast, a little less safe, a little more busy. Traffic, I-95 is crazy. It's expensive over there. It's a lot. It's a lot of money to live over there. For, I guess, probably for the average person who has just like an average job, I guess. And then, yeah, I would say that was the only downfall, because you're right by the beach. You have great cities. There's so much nightlife. Like if you love nightlife, definitely go over to the East Coast, because there's a ton of nightlife over there. So much thing to do. Like if you're talking about travel destinations or vacation, like I would go to the East Coast in a heartbeat over the West Coast. But that's just my opinion. And just the water and everything, the ocean's amazing. So the East Coast, so that's the East Coast. On the West Coast, the negatives are, I live in Cape Coral, so if I want to go to a nice beach, if I don't have a boat, like I gotta drive an hour. I gotta drive an hour to go to a nice beach, or at least 45 minutes to get to Fort Myers Beach, which I just personally don't like Fort Myers Beach at all. I'm not a big fan of the water. I like Naples a lot, and I like up north a lot more. So that's a little bit of the downfall of the negatives. And it's just there's not as many things to do. There's not as much of a nightlife over here. If you're an older person, if you are a retiree or if you have a family, I do think that the West Coast is very good for that. So those are just my opinions of my experiences. And yeah, I like both. Like I think they're both really different. Like it was almost a big culture shock because also too, you have a lot of you have a lot of diversity. Now you do have diversity over here on the West Coast, but you have a ton of diversity on the East Coast. Like, you know, a lot of people spoke to me in Spanish, even some of the clients. So you definitely be a good idea to learn some Spanish if you're gonna stay over there towards like Miami, Fort Lauderdale area. And then yeah, so again, we touched on my experience, housing prices. It's expensive to live on both sides. If you're gonna live on the coast, like once you get inland Florida, it's a little cheaper, but if you're gonna live on the coast, you can expect it to be pretty expensive. I don't know, I guess apartments ranging from, I would say it's hard to get an apartment for $1,500. I would say you're looking at $1,800 to $2,500. If you want to live in Miami, $2,500 for an apartment. Housing, $600,000. I mean, for the average house, $500,000-$600,000, if not more. So that's a little bit of what I've seen. And then, yeah, basically, if you want to start a boat detailing business, where should you be at? Anywhere. Pick your spot, really. Like I said, I visited everywhere. I went to Tampa. I went down to Clearwater, St. Pete's, Sarasota, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Naples, Marco Island, the Keys, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Jupiter. Pick your location. The only thing I'm gonna say is I had a lot more of a struggle with my business on the East Coast because for my business, you know that I do top end, like that's what I want to do is top end, best in the business type of work because I know my work ethic and I know what I can offer to other people. So I just don't want to be the average detailer because I know I expect more out of myself and I know I can do more. So for me, the East Coast, Fort Lauderdale, it's a lot less knowledge-based clients. They don't really know a lot. Sometimes a lot of the clients, sometimes, not always, are just looking for the best deal. So for me, I had to basically create this whole system to make sure I wasn't wasting my time with just clients that weren't serious. So, you know, you have that challenge of just, for me, it was gonna be a challenge and I was gonna, you know, get through it and then move on, but just educating that market over there, it was gonna be a big difference than over here because people over here the detailers in your market make up that market. So if you have good detailers in your market, for example, in Ohio, the market's pretty good up there because you have a lot of companies that are well established. They've been doing business for a long time and they do top quality work. So you know, that's what you can expect. So Ohio, Port Clinton, Catawba, Sandusky, it's a well knowledge based industry, really close knit, really tight community, and they all know the companies up there, who does the best work and stuff like that. And that's kind of how Cape Coral is, you know, in some of these smaller cities, and I'm sure Naples is kind of like that, and probably Marco Island and some of these smaller communities, Clearwater, St. Pete's, whereas Fort Lauderdale, Miami is massive. You have a ton of boaters and so many different people are traveling from different parts of the country or the world to come here. So it's just like a big melting pot and the community's not so close knitted. So you're not always gonna, perhaps in terms of word of mouth, you're not gonna grow as fast, but there's opportunities everywhere, guys. Pick your spot. Like if you wanna be in Fort Lauderdale, go to Fort Lauderdale. Like go where you wanna go because you can make it. If you wanna be a boat detailer, come to Florida, come to the coast. You can go up to Destin, Panama, you know, you can go to South Carolina. Like it's just down here, this is where to be at, I'm telling you. So that's my experience, guys. We're gonna wrap up the video here. I hope this was a nice little vlog to kind of share my thoughts with you, why I moved to Cape Coral, give you guys a little bit of update on my life. And guys, with that said, I will see you on the next video. So leave a like, leave a comment, share this video with other people if you think they want to know about what I'm doing, or if you think that this could help other people in terms of if they want to move from another state down here, or just simply move in general, what my experience is like. So guys, with that said, ending the video here. See you on the next video. Peace out.